Hi, this is Shingo with ClubSpeed, and today we're going to go over inventory in the ClubSpeed system. To access the inventory reports and input inventory information, you're going to want to go into the back end of ClubSpeed, the admin portal, enter your username and password, and sign in. Go over to the inventory tab, and when you click on this, you'll have two options. You can either go into the garage inventory, which handles the parts and anything related to the carts in the back end, and there's also the POS inventory, which is going to be any of the t-shirts, drinks, snacks, races, things like that you sell up front. Any product that you create in the system for the point of sale is going to automatically go into the POS inventory. Once you're in there, you can go to the inventory table maintenance, remove items from the inventory, such as races, which you may not want to track in an inventory. Both inventories, the garage and point of sale, have these reports here. The garage has quite a few more on top of that, so we're going to go ahead and cover the garage section and go over all of the tables. The first one here is the parts table maintenance. Here it's going to list all your products, and for the garage it's going to list all the parts that you have in the garage system. You can add new parts by clicking on this button, and then you just enter in the category, item number, description of the product. So here we have an adapter, how many pieces per set, the cost to you for this part or product. The warning point is going to be if your current inventory levels ever fall below this point, it's going to send you an email letting you know that you need to order this product. And if you set a maximum on hand, so for instance here it shows 50, when you reorder and you auto-generate a purchase order, it's going to order up to that amount. So if you have 20 and your maximum on hand is 50, then when you auto-generate a purchase order in our system, it's going to order 30 more of this product. If you ever want to edit the item, you just click on the pencil here, and then if you want to delete it, you click on the X. The next table down, we have the vendors table maintenance. Here's where you're going to add the vendors for all your products. You can enter in the name of the vendor, address, phone number, and email, and then the main contact for those products. The important area here is the email account. If you put the company email for the vendor, then when you create a purchase order, you can automatically email them the order. Instead of having to print it out and fax it and send it over or email it to them, you can automatically do it from ClubSpeed. If you don't want to send it directly to the vendor, if you have someone who's in charge of your stock or accounts, you can put your employee's email here, and that way whenever you create a purchase order, you can email him directly and he'll know right away that he needs to order more of this item. Next one down, discrepancies table. This is just in the garage section. Basically, whenever the mechanic is replacing parts on a cart, you can add in different reasons why he's replacing it. So when he goes to replace a part, he's going to have a drop-down list, and from that list he can select whatever discrepancy you've added here on the back end. So you can put, annual maintenance, wear and tear, customer damage, things like that of why he's replacing this part. Next down, we have search purchase orders. Once you've created purchase orders in the system, they're going to be listed here. At any time you can go in, you can see the status, if they're open, if they're closed. You can view the details of the purchase order. If you want to receive the order, you can click on receive, or if you want to print it out or email it again, you can do that from here also. Next one down, we have purchase order data entry. This is where you're going to actually create a purchase order. You can either type in a purchase order and search for it to add on to it, or you can hit new, and this will auto-generate a new purchase order number, put in the date and information. You're going to want to select a vendor. So right now we'll go to ClubSpeed. Any notes you can type in here, and then you can do two ways. You can either select manually the type of product you want, add in the quantity, and add it to the purchase order. For instance, we added 5 of these. Or you can auto-generate. If you click auto-generate, it's going to go through your whole inventory list, and remember the maximum for each quantity is going to order up to the maximum if your current stock levels are below the maximum in the inventory. Once you're done, you can go ahead and print or email. It's going to automatically pull up the printer for your computer, and you can print off the purchase order and save it for your records, or you can cancel and then just send an email to the vendor. And once that's done, you can go ahead and close this out here. So that's creating the purchase order. Now basically, receipt data entry. Once the purchase orders are created, you can come here and you can select which purchase order it was. So for instance, the one I just created, 06 right here for the five parts. If I received it today, I can just click this button and it's going to say I've received 5 of the products on this day. If for some reason they only shipped 4 and I'm going to be waiting for one more, I can change this to 4 and save. So it's going to add 4 of these products into my inventory, but it's going to remain open so that I can still, that I know that I still need to receive one more of these products. Once I receive that last product, I can click receipt and then save, and it'll add it all into the inventory. Next down, we have physical count data entry. Here's where you're going to want to do your monthly, annual counts, anything like that, where you're basically manually counting the current inventory, and if there's any changes need to be made, you can enter it in here. So today I've opened it up and I started counting through, and I noticed that the adapters, I really only have 10 instead of 12 that's listed in my inventory, so I'm going to want to put the change here. For this adapter, any changes you're going to put on this side, you're going to manually add them in here. Once you make all the changes for the day, you're going to go down to the very bottom and hit save, and that way it's going to update your inventory levels. Now it won't change on this list here because this is going to show at the beginning of the day what your current inventory was, and then this is going to show what you've changed throughout the day, just because if you're doing an inventory count, a lot of times it takes more than just a few minutes to enter in all the information, so that way it gives you the whole day to sit there and update the inventory levels. This report itself will change on the next business day. He'll go through and actually count your inventory levels, and this will be an accurate report. If you want to see the current inventory levels, you're going to want to use the inventory report, and we'll get to that in just a second. The next one down is the cart problem report. You click on this, and basically any problems that are reported on the track side of Club Speed will show here for the mechanic. He's going to have this report available to him on the garage terminal also, and any cart that has a problem, they can report it. So cart number 1 was reported on the 14th that has a blown tire. The mechanic can view it here. Once he's done repairing that cart, he can click on this right here and then refresh, and it's going to remove it from the problem reports. So next one down, the inventory report. This is the report you're going to want to view anytime you want to see the current stock levels of your inventory. Here you can see all the information, your cost, your maximum on hand, your current stock, what your warning point is set to, what you have in inventory cost for this product, quantity to order. If you are low on your warning point, you can see how much you need to order here, and then open purchase orders. So basically this is showing that I've ordered 2 of these, 5 of these, 1 of these. I'm still waiting to add those to inventory. Next one down, parts used statistic report. This will basically go over all the carts and all the parts used and let you know what part, how many you've used. So we've used 2 of these, and the average number of days each of these parts has lasted on the cart. So 1.5 is really low. If you're going through parts every day, once a week, you can see which ones you're using the most of and see if you can adjust the way you're running business to lengthen the amount of time that those parts are lasting. Next one down, the cart operation report. I don't believe I have any cart information here in the system. This is basically just going to show every cart number, the number of laps they've done, their average lap time, and the fastest lap they've done. So you can see which carts are being ran the most, which ones are currently faster than the others, things like that. Cart maintenance cost report. This is going to show you all your carts and then the amount of money you've put into them repairing any parts on that or any damage to that cart. So for cart number 1, I spent $11.50 in parts. Labor costs right now are 0. The number of laps it's ran, total number of minutes to repair the cart is all going to be listed here. The labor costs are only going to show if you put the actual amount your mechanic is making in the HR section underneath his profile. If you're not putting in their actual salary, then of course labor cost isn't going to show. Next one down, garage maintenance logs. This is going to be where it logs all the repairs made by your mechanic. So you can see on what days, what cart number he worked on, how long it took him to repair the cart, as long as he's tracking his repairs with the time clock on the garage section. If he's not using that, then of course the amount of time that is tracked for each repair isn't going to show here. And then any notes that he enters in, things like that. And finally we get to the parts used logs. This is going to show every part that you've used, and the reason for the repair, description, and if it's the original part that was added onto the cart, if it was replaced, or if it was removed for whatever reason, we'll show here. But this is going to be a breakdown of every single cart and every single part that has been used for it. And that covers our inventory section. POS inventory was the same things. It has just some of the reports that we went over: inventory maintenance, inventory report, things like that. And yep, pretty much the same thing on both areas. Any questions, go ahead and give us a call at Club Speed or email us, support@clubspeedtiming.com. Thanks, and that covers inventory.